this is Hasnen and you're watching Training Code. So today we're going to start our coding stuff, and today we're going to design our category page. As you can see on the screen inside this sketch, we have done our category page design something like this. So we are going to design this right away into our Visual Studio Code by writing CSS and HTML, right? So to start designing this, we need two stuff to be done first. First is you should download the theme of side menu app, okay, and you should add a category page inside the list. So once you click on that particular side menu app, you should have your category page to be listed, so that we can easily navigate to that particular page, okay. So to include this page into the list, what you have to do is you should generate the page and add the page into the app.component.ts file, import it, and app.module.ts file. You should import this page to these two particulars of files, and you are going to include your page into this way to the page arrays, which is created right over here, page array, which will be having a title and the component. So our title will be something categories, and our component is going to be our categories page, right? So once you are done with this, you will run your app, and once you run your app, you're going to get this particular menu. Click on the categories, and you're going to get your category page will be something like this, okay. Now you might be facing some changes on the screen. Is I have changed the header color and I have changed the icon color as well. Now to change that particular thing, so what you have to do is you should go into the variable.scss file, and inside the variable.scss file you are going to change the toolbar background, header icon, and the icon header toolbar title, right? So as you can see on the screen, we have written 3 lines of code which is going to change your icon color, title bar, and your background of the header, okay. So this is going to change your header whole. It's going to affect globally, so it will be something like it is going to be changed through all the pages which is there inside the Ionic app. So if you go ahead and check out my menu, the menu header is also of purple color, right? So we can do that by just writing our code into the variable.css, and that is the best practice. If you want, you can theme your app by just writing some of the CSS codes into the particular variable.scss file, okay. So just head to the categories.html file, open the category.html file, and we are going to start designing our cards. Okay, so just go ahead and open the categories.html file, and inside the categories.html file we are going to design our stuff. So as you can see over here inside the header, you might be not having the icon which is going to be a toggle menu button, okay, and to include that you're going to create a button and you're going to have an icon. So please make sure you're going to include this particular attribute, menu toggle, okay. So that is going to toggle your menu right away. And inside the on content, make sure you're going to remove the padding attribute as well. We don't need a padding. And another thing is we are going to make a division which will be having a class called how about giving a heading, class name as heading, okay. We are having a heading. Now in the same way we are going to make the h3 or h2, and our heading is going to be something like international news, okay. And so okay, we are done with heading, right? Now we'll just go ahead and make our news card container, okay. So it will be something like div class equals to news class, not news class, it's news container, news card, yeah. News card container, or just simply giving something, name something news card container, cool. And inside the news class container we are going to start designing our div class equals to news card, okay. And the first of all, the card is going to have have image, so we will just go ahead and insert the image. So source will be from our assets folder. Okay, so assets, and inside the assets we are having an imgs and slash ionic link img, right? Okay, so .jpg. So here we have our image, and once the image is done, we are going to have the heading as well. So we'll be giving heading of how about h4. Okay, and we'll just give this as this is title. Okay, and lastly we are going to have the paragraph tag, which will be including our news date. So how about if we just give us something like 12 Feb 2018. No, okay, so probably I'm not recording this video on 12 Feb, I'm just recording this video on 5th March it is. Okay, so it's not something like I have recorded this video on 12 Feb or something like that. Today is March 5, I guess. Yes, today is March 5. And almost we are done with our HTML part. Now we will just go ahead and play with the category.scss file, right? So we'll just take a look how our HTML is going to be look like for now. Yes, obviously we're going to work on the .css file so that we can make our card looks more better. But the one thing is missing over here is we just forgot to give see all title, or maybe beside the international news we are going to have one button which will be telling just see all. Okay, so international news, and I'm going to have a p tag which will be telling see all. Okay, see all. Okay, cool. Make sure we're going to use that capital A and capital S so that it looks more perfect. Now these kind of small things matter a lot when you're designing a stuff. Okay, so that's all for HTML file. Okay, now we'll shift to the category.scss file, which will make our cards and file looks more beautiful, right? So let's get in. Okay, so first we are going to make our international news heading to be international news to look same as we designed in the sketch. So we will just go ahead and select the things, and we'll just copy the CSS attributes. Okay, copy CSS attributes and just open the Visual Studio Code and just paste it right over there. Heading h2. So we are going to target our heading h2 right away, and just we're going to paste that. Bam. Okay, so we have font size this much, we have color that much, and we are going to use different font family right now, so we'll just go ahead and remove that. Okay, so cool. We have, and obviously we are going to use the default h2 font size, so we don't need that. So only we need color for now, and we need padding for that. Okay, so we are going to give padding from left to our heading, padding to heading, right? Great rhyming. Okay, so we are going to give padding to the heading. So padding left. How about 8 pixels? Okay, so we have given padding to the heading to the 8 pixels. Okay, and save that just like this, and it is building right now. Just go ahead and minimize this one, and we have. Okay, and one more thing is we are going to get the font weight to our h2, something like font 300. Okay, so font weight will be something like 300 to our Okay, 300 will be looks good. Okay, so and one more thing is we are going to make that see all button to be beside or the or it should be float left of float left to the international news, not float left, it should be float right to the international news. So what we're going to do is we are going to make our paragraph tag to be position absolute and our heading to the relative position. So our heading is going to have a position of relative, okay, and our heading P or the paragraph tag is going to have a position of not relative, a position of absolute. Position TIO okay, position to I guess absolute. Okay, so position is absolute and we are going to make it right to 10 pixels, okay, and right to 10 pixels, okay, and let's see how it's going to be for now. We need to work on that see all button because it is not going to be exactly in the center of the international news. Okay, so we need a horizontal align to be center. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Our see all is on the photo. Now we don't need that on the photo, so we are going to give something top to the minus. So our top is going to be something like top minus 6 pixels. I think 6 is not going to work. I think so, because 6 is too less. Now okay, it worked. Now we got beautifully see all to the right side of our international news. Okay, now we are done with the heading. Now we'll just go ahead and target our. So okay, we're gonna dive directly to the card. Okay, so our card is having 100% width and we don't need that. Okay, so we will just go ahead and target our news card, news card, and it's not a tag, it's a class, so obviously we're going to use a dot operator before the class name. So dot news card, and we're going to make width to 40%. okay, so width to 40%. okay, and DTH, I'm sorry for that. I'm so bad with spellings, I don't know why. Okay, so width to the 40%, and our image is going to have a 40% of width, and obviously our card is going to have a beautiful background of white color and having a box shadow. Now instead of writing a CSS with an exact box shadow which we made into the sketch, so what we'll do to get that exact box shadow for our card, we'll just go ahead and make that possible with just copying the CSS attributes. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and make and paste that CSS attribute right over here. As you can see on the screen, our card is almost near what we have designed in this sketch. Okay, so still we have to work on that, but we have a 40% width, beautiful. We are going to have a border radius on that of 8 pixels, and we are going to have a box shadow which we have done into the sketch. Okay, so that's great. Now here it comes is our height of the image. Okay, so what we will do is we are going to make our image height something like inside the news card. We have an image tag. Okay, and our image is going to have a height of height of how about 90 pixels. Okay, and width of 100%. Okay, so width of 100%. So this width is going to be a 40%, but the image is inside the 40%, and we are giving that image as that image as 100%. So 40% is 100% for the image. Okay, so width is going to be 100%. Okay, and how about so now our image is not going to be perfectly fit into the card. So to make that, we are going to use the object fit to the object fit cover. So it will be covering our card beautifully. Okay, cool. Just go ahead and save that. Now here we come is our border radius for our image top, left top and right top. Okay, so we will just go ahead and make that too. So here what we're going to do over here is we're going to make border radius of how about border radius top right radius, okay, to the 8 pixels, and in the same way we are going to copy that and paste that, and we're going to change right to left. Okay, so left. So just hit save, and we're going to have something beautiful right just onto the screen. Okay, once it is built in. Now it's all about the this is title, and this is it's all about, now we should design and make beautiful our title and our so can you see we got the border radius, and it looks perfect now. Now we should take care of our date and the title. So I'll just go ahead and target the news, or instead of the title, what is our news card is having H4 and P. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to give the margin to our card first. Margin from left to somewhat about 50 pixels. Okay, and now we are going to target our H2, that is heading, and our P, that is date, right? So we will just go news. News card is having H2, and we are going to make padding left. Okay, so here is a problem. We gave the margin left to the image, and that's what the problem is. We don't need to give the margin to our I guess to our image. We should give margin to our news card, and it's not 50 pixels. 50 pixels is so much, so we will just give it or reduce it to the 20 pixels. Or how about just a 15 pixels? I guess 15 pixels is enough. Okay, so just go ahead and make that. And now here comes our H2, and H2 is going to have a margin or padding left, from padding left to just a 6 pixels is enough, and our date is going to have our okay, and we are going to reduce the font weight. Okay, so font weight to how about 300 will be better. Okay, and in the same way okay, it looks perfect. Now how about if we target now our date. So it is going to be something like news card date. It's not date, but it's basically a P tag. So we are going to make something obviously we are going to change the color first. Okay, so color will be something like so to get a code, I should just make it first FFF, and I'm going to get the code over here. I mean basically a color palette just like this, and I'm going to change the color to something like this. Okay, so here we go. um, we have did we use H2 for the heading inside the, okay, it's H4, I'm sorry, so we should just target the H4 right over here, not H2. That's what I'm thinking, but the style is not getting affected, that's the reason. So, and save that, and we are going to have color for P, news card P, something like that. Okay, so now we will just go ahead and give padding top, no, padding left and padding bottom to our card date. So padding padding top, not top, padding left, sorry, padding left to 4 pixels, and padding bottom to to 4 pixels. Okay, so I guess here our card is almost ready, and I think it's look perfect now, right? So what we'll do now is we will just go ahead and copy and paste the same thing. Okay, so we will just go ahead and copy the news card for 3 or 4 times. Okay, so just copy and paste and paste and paste and paste. Okay, just go ahead and save that. Now our card is going to be repeated for the several numbers of time in the vertical way, but we don't need that in a vertical way, we need that in a horizontal way. Okay, and that's what we're going to make for now. So as you can see over here, we are going to go ahead to the categories, and that's what our card is going to be, but we don't need that for now. So we need an horizontal scroll. So to do that, obviously we are going to make our card to be how about if we use a display inline block. So we will just make our news card display inline block. Okay, just right over here, display inline block. Okay, so this is going to be a display inline block, but still it's not going to get an horizontal scroll. It should be there should be no it should be like there should be no white space should be wrapped, and to make that we are going to target our card container. Okay, somewhere over here, just go ahead and copy that particular thing or the spelling so that we are not going to make a spelling mistake. So it should be like news card container. Okay, somewhere over here, give a dot, and we are going to have a news card container over here, and this is not going to wrap a white space. So white space, no wrap. Okay, and we are going to make our we are going to make our horizontal scroll, so that will be like overflow to be scroll. Okay, so just make our overflow X to the scroll. So overflow X to be scroll. Okay, scroll, yeah. So just go ahead and save that. Okay, and I think it's going to work now. So basically the white space is not going to be wrapped, and it is going to have a long a display blocks cards in the same row, okay, and our white space no wrap will make that particular thing to be go outside of the screen, and when the user is just going to scroll that just like that, with the thumb it is going to give a scroll, okay. So if you will see over here, we get a scroll effect, but we are not having a padding at the bottom or the margin at the bottom of our card, so that is not looking more good, right, because the box shadow is getting hidden because of that. So we will just make our news card container padding, okay. So padding bottom to padding bottom to how about 10 pixels, okay. So now what we will do is we will just go ahead and copy and paste the same things for the 3 times, and our screen is ready, our category page is ready, okay. So just open the category.html, okay, just go ahead and grab this content, okay, news card container, and just paste it for several times. Now can you see we got a beautiful box shadow visible, and it's look more beautiful now, okay. So just go ahead, copy and paste it, cool. So just save it, take a look on that. We are going to have a beautiful screen displayed into your app, and almost we are ready with this particular thing, okay. Now the thing is, make sure when you design this app, you're going to debug this app into your real device, because real device is going to give you a nice feeling or a exact design what we are doing on the screen. Now I can't just make that possible because right now I'm screening myself into the mobile phone. So I just recommend you to debug your app on the on your real device. So can you see we have beautiful thing ready on the screen just like this, and we are done with this part, okay. So that's all for this video. If you like this design and if you like the way I made this possible, please subscribe it, and don't forget to hit that like button, okay, and we are coming up with more videos. So take care, bye bye.